Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and this is Coachman on Real Estate. We are going to be talking today about what it is that you're doing when you're buying and selling real estate. We're also going to talk about folks that are leaving California, and one of the latest crazes that we've seen is tiny houses. And we are going to have some of those in the Bay Area coming up real soon. One of the things that I like to do to start out each show, and we are doing 3 shows Monday through Friday, and that is a morning Bible study at 6 a.m. We are also doing our real estate show at 9 o'clock. And then we are doing Bay Area Let's Talk at 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern. But one of the things that I like to do is make sure that we do some happy birthday shout outs. Now today, that last name looks familiar. That's my cousin out of the Seattle area. So Troy, wishing you a very happy birthday. And wishing you all the best. And if it is your birthday out there today, happy birthday to you. We must not be friends on Facebook, or you just don't like to share your birthday out. But anyway, happy birthday to everyone out there, and especially my cousin Troy. You take care, man. God bless. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was tiny homes that are going to be making their debut in Gilroy. Now, I'm located in San Jose. That's about 25 to 30 miles south of San Jose, or at least from where I'm at. I love Gilroy. It's one of my favorite places in the Bay Area. For many that have listened about Gilroy and heard about Gilroy before, but you're not sure why, the world famous Gilroy Garlic Festival is held in Gilroy normally every July, but I believe it has been canceled for this year. But one of the things that's coming up, there is a company out of LA, I believe, and they are called Harmony Communities. And there was a park in Gilroy. It was an RV park, and they had about 158 spaces. And this is according to George Avalos. I'm reading from an article from him. And this RV park has now been closed up, and they are going to be putting in approximately 100 tiny houses or small homes, tiny homes. And they're going to be putting about 100 into this place that used to have 158 places for RVs. Now, these places are going to be about 400 square feet. 400 square feet. Not a lot of living space, but it is something. And it's something that there's been a big movement towards. And I see it quite often on Facebook. Quite often I've read about them. But these are going to be around 100 homes in this park. One of the things that we have to think about is that this will be an affordable place for a lot of people. Some singles, some marrieds. But in our area, our medium list price or sales price in San Jose is about 1.25 million. These little homes, 400 square feet, they are going to sell for approximately $89,950. But on top of that, you're also going to have to pay rental space, which they don't give a price on what those rental spaces are going to be. Rental on those spaces. But anyway, there's going to be enough room for 100 of those. They will be full-time housing. $89,950 for a 400 square foot home. So they're quoting somebody, the goal is to bring in at least 100 tiny homes over the next 3 years. Harmony Communities stated in an email to this news organization that tiny homes will be for sale and homeowners rent spaces in the park. And like I said, most of the tiny homes will have an average size of about 400 square feet, according to Harmony Communities. Harmony Communities is out of Stockton, not out of LA. And they will be running with solar power. So, big news in Gilroy. Big little news in Gilroy. So that's amazing. To me, it's amazing. Hey, one of the other big things affecting real estate in California and real estate in the Bay Area. People moving from California. 2017 through 2019, approximately 3% of the population has departed. We are the largest state by population, approximately 40 million people. But there are a lot of people that have left, but there are a lot more people considering on leaving. And so one of the biggest things that people take a look at is the cost of living. And so they have given us a guide, and this was written by Jonathan Lanzer. Let's say it one more time. Lanzer of the California Group, a columnist there. So one of the things that they're looking at for us on places where Californians may want to go and consider that these cheaps, their cost of living is so much less expensive than California. The number one state is Texas. 2 is Arizona. 3, Washington State. 4, Nevada. 5, Oregon. 6, Florida. 7, Colorado. 8, New York. 9, Idaho. Number 10, North Carolina. So that's based on cost of living. Those are some of the best places to live. So if you are looking to move from California, you've got to consider many things. Many things to consider. And we just ask you to make sure that you do that. And if you are looking at moving from California and you are from the Bay Area, hey, I would be glad to help you out. As this is something my wife and I have considered strongly. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and this is for buyers and sellers, and I was thinking about this, and I came up with an acronym or an acrostic, better known as an acronym though today. Think when you are getting ready to buy or to sell. Think. And that's one of the things that especially first-time buyers, we want to think about exactly what we're doing. So, the T is for team. You may not think of that when you are purchasing a home or selling a home. And my tagline below, real estate is a team business. The buying and selling of real estate is a team business, and no team is complete without the coach. But team, what you have to take a look at is all the people that are involved in either the selling or the purchasing of a home. First of all, you normally have realtors. That's your first line. Depending on which side, and I'm going to talk about buyers, you've got your lender, and that is really one of the first steps that you need to make. You have a lender that you will be addressing, that you will need to give basically all your information to, so they can assess whether you can afford a property or not, and what type of property, and the amount that you can afford. Then you have appraisers. Then you have inspectors. Then you have the team from the lender that are going through everything. Then you have your title and escrow. You have the people, if you are looking at pictures, part of that team is the team that took the photos of the house that you're interested in. But I guess a couple of them that would be the most important would be your lender. You have a team that is working with you to help you make the right decisions and inform you on exactly what your options are. So that is team. H equals help. Throughout the transaction, you are going to be getting help from your realtor, from your lender, from your title and escrow company. Everyone that is part of this transaction is there to help you to make a transaction that runs smoothly. We want to make sure that we do that. I equals information. You are probably going to get more information than you ever thought you would need on the purchasing of a home or on the selling of a home. You are going to be getting report after report, disclosures, and it's all there for you to read. If you were buying into an HOA, you'll get a couple 100-page packet from the HOA to go over, to read, to decipher. And there's help available for that also. So one of the things that you're going to have to do is absorb an awful lot of information. And your realtor will help you do most of that. But the decision and the signature comes from you. So you've got to make sure that you are reading the information that you're getting. Now, if you are buying a tear down or a home that's going to have to be completely rebuilt, you still have to get the information on the house. There is a lot of information coming at you. And sometimes you're wondering, why do I need all this information? Because you want to be protected and you want to be making a smart decision. That is part of think. You want to have all the information that you're going to need to make a clear, decisive, and wise decision on a property. One of the things that you have to do if you are purchasing a property is that you have a time period to go ahead and make that decision, to absorb all this information. Then, after that time is up, you can go ahead and sign off and saying, I accept this information, and we will go with that. We will go knowing that we've made the proper decision. And that, again, is something that your realtor will help you out. In neighborhood, you are buying in a neighborhood. Unless you're buying a rural property or a property in the woods, you're buying into a neighborhood. So you want to become familiar with your neighborhood. And that is something only you can do. What are the schools like if you have children of school age? What is the noise levels? What are the noise levels? What is the traffic like? Is this an HOA? Is this a single family home? Is it a duplex? What are the homes like in the area? Is this an area that's coming up in value, or is this an area that's the values are decreasing a bit? We want to make sure that we know that. We want to make sure that you know that, so you can make the right decision in the neighborhood that you want to live. Because this decision will most likely last you at least a minimum of 5 years before you'll turn around and sell, but could last 30 years or longer. So you want to know where you're living. You want to understand what the neighborhood consists of. How close is your shopping, whether it's groceries or different types of outlets? What are the restaurants like? There is a lot of decisions that are pending around the neighborhood. If there's sports activities that you like and that you want to take part in, is there golfing close by? Is there a neighborhood swimming pool? Are there pools available? There are a lot of things to consider when you are thinking about your neighborhood. And that's what this is all about. Think. What are you looking for? A lot of us, and I am going to say for myself, did not spend a lot of time thinking about it. Now, as a realtor, I am making sure and asking my clients to make sure that they think about what they want to do. Will this be an area that will be satisfying to you? Got to do it. Got to make the right decision, and the neighborhood plays a big role in that. Finally, K Keys. There's two ways of looking at keys. Keys, the ones you get when you close your deal, and you get to open your front door. But there's keys to a transaction. And so we have to take a look at both things. Our final thing that we want to accomplish is getting those keys at the end of the transaction. But there are keys to every purchase or to every sale. What is this going to cost me? What are my monthly payments? What are my taxes? How much will I be paying on an annual basis? What is my insurance going to cost? We have to understand all those points. Those are key points in the purchasing of a home. And we want you to understand that. So think. This is something that I will tell people all the time. Make sure that you understand exactly what you're doing. Make sure that you know. Think about what you're doing when it comes time to a purchase or to sell your home. Be thinking. We get more information poured at us on a daily basis than people 100 years ago would get in their entire lives, maybe even 50 years ago. But when you are making the biggest financial decision of your life, most likely, you need to really think about what you're doing. Take the time. I know it's an exciting time when you get to it, but we really have to think about what we are doing. Hey, last night, and I think that's what I'll end with on think, and I believe that's a great acronym to use when you're purchasing a home. And I will tell, hey, we really need to think about this. You really need to think about this because this is your purchase. I'm there to assist. I don't make that purchase for you. I give you input and I give you information. But the thinking and the decision is all yours. We give you the best information that you can possibly have. If you are interested in investing in properties, I listened to a friend of mine, a person that I've met through Facebook, and we're part of a couple of different groups, but his name is Corey Calvin. And he had a great, I think it was about a 40-minute talk yesterday, and it was about investing. And it was investing with no money down or very little money to complete a transaction. And it was a very interesting video. And he has purchased several homes in that manner. Many homes in that manner. And he has done very well for himself. But he also had a person that he had trained, and she had done the same thing. So there are a lot of ways of buying and selling real estate. But if you are interested in investing in properties, I want you to take a look at Corey Calvin. That's C-O-R-Y Calvin, C-A-L-V-I-N. You can find him on Facebook or you can find him on YouTube. He does do some programs on investing and how to purchase properties. And he is a down-to-earth guy, just a very, very friendly guy. And he's willing to help in any manner. Now, Corey works out of Colorado, and that's where he buys most of his properties at. But he has opened his areas up. Now he is not only buying homes, but he's buying commercial properties and he's buying storage units. So that's a good time to go out and learn from him. And let's see if maybe you want to do something like that in the future. Well, this is Charles Coachman. This is Coachman on Real Estate. We will be back tomorrow. Wishing you a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have an awesome day. Bye.